Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, Blue Falcon TCG. Coming at you with the back. Doesn't matter. The homies Yubel deck taking locals pretty consistently the last 3 times, to include getting first place at our 25th anniversary Rarity Collection 2 premiere event, which is dope because you don't see a lot of Yubel topping. Because honestly, it is a fire format, and sadly, it's just basically tier 0. But it is refreshing to see a deck that actually does pretty well consistently, like in this format. We do have a few fire players locally, and so it does cook, which is nice. And one thing I do enjoy about Yubel, it's super nostalgic because if any of you were like me and you wanted to be basically Jade and Yuki and be Slifer Red, this deck is the way to do it next to being a hero player. So we only got 2 shots. Let's jump into the list. We're not going to do a combo tutorial because I'm not as crispy on this as other decks, but we can talk about some of the theory. We are playing 3 Gruesome Squirmers, pretty standard. The card is actually pretty bonkers. Let's just float into whatever we want. And honestly didn't realize it was a Yubel card until I started playing into Yubel. I just thought it was it should have just been a zombie because it's a mummy. Playing D Samsara D Lotus, probably the most expensive super in this deck. So deck's pretty budget friendly minus the thrones. But hey, if you're looking for something that's fun to play and consistent, this is one of those decks. 3 Dark Beckoning Beasts, too good. Let's just get into our combo. Also, let's just access some fun extra deck pieces that protect us from nib and things like that. Into our Yubel package, we're playing triple Spirit Yubel, 1 Yubel, and 1 Yubel Terra Incarnate. You don't need to play any more than this. If you do, you're just honestly going full fanboy, fangirl, and building a house with the bricks that you're making. Play the 1 Fire Dog. This lets us skirt imperm, things like that. It also pops, so it could help us flow into our other Yubel pieces to push game, make rank 10s, to create a lot of layered interruptions for this deck. So there's some really good synergy within the Unchained packages and things like that. But anything that does destroy, it makes Yubel so much better. I mean, this is why we played. I can't remember when we played Yubel back in the day. Mystic Tomato to bring Yubel out was so good. And we are on a kind of a spicy package because Thunder Colossus is back to 1, and we're playing the 1 Dragon Hawk and the 1 Dragon Dark. Basically, just to float it into the free Colossus. So no searching with a way to make not nib live, and also another negate is pretty good. And not being able to search in this game is a big one. Moving into our consistency pieces, we're playing 3 Nightmare Throne. This honestly is the reason why Yubel is good. Throne is 100% what makes this deck cook. Opening of the Spirit Gates, more consistency pieces, just lets us use Beckoning Beast, things like that. Probably the most annoying card in the game, Nightmare Pain. Doesn't destroy for cost, so that's bonkers. So even if you ogre it, they still don't lose any monsters. And it just says you die. So you gotta take it out. So you gotta waste resources to play around this card on top of playing around Yubel, which is super annoying. We're playing 1 1 Mature Chronicle. It's just super poly. Yubel OTK Shenanigans, which is another dumb thing about this deck. Just really comes out of nowhere. Has an amazing time card. I've lost to it in time a couple times now, which is super dumb, but burning me for like 4,000. Dumb. We're gonna play 1 Terraforming, more that consistency, and we're opting to play only 2 Prosperity. 3 is so bricky. I learned that as well last night at locals, playing some sauce with 3 Prosperity and opening up 3 Prosperity. So yeah, that's absolutely doo-doo. So moving into the rest of our non-engine, we are on the 1 Rivalry. This is nuts because winning the die roll opening Rivalry does feel like a free turn skip. it makes Fire not be able to play. They have to play around this because their inboard is just won't be a thing. They have to make this. They have to do this. They have to do something. Um, Most of them don't have way out in engine. Triple Emperor. MVP, Triple Ghost Ogre. This card is probably one of the best hand traps in the format right now. Um, being able to deny fire board presence, even though they still get their effects, is great. It really does limit their ability to make an insane board. But you got to pair it with other hand traps just to make it as best as possible. 3 Ash. And wrap it up, we were playing the best hand trap, in my opinion, right now is 3 Nib, because everybody doesn't want to respect it lately, and Nib is Nib. Let's hit that extra deck right quick. We were playing the 1 Relinquished Anima. Card is insane. People like to summon into the zones it points to, so you just get a free. They have the waste and negate, the free imperm, free veil, or whatever you want. This just provides a lot of pressure if your opponent is just being doo-doo head. Muckracker for more combo. Dark, we're all dark in here, so might as well play it. BSP Little Knight, the best link 2 in the game. For the Unchained package, we are playing 1 Yama, 1 Soul of Rage, and 1 Unchained Soul of Anguish. Realistically, ending on Unchained Soul of Rage plus I can't pronounce the name, but Bringer the End Times is really annoying. 2 interruptions, plus you can go into SP Little Knight, which makes it all that much more upsetting. 1 access code, 1 Gustav, starting off for Exceeds, 1 Bringer the End Times, a new rank 10 that just it finally made trains good, you know? It took trains getting a little dinosaur demon thing to be able to play. That's okay. Number 65, Gen Buster card is so good. I mean, if you've played Sprite, you understand that this card is just so free. It is a way for us to play around Nib before we have to use Gigantic, which is cool. So same thing for this. It's a way for this deck to play around Nib using Dark Beckoning Beast. And it's just really free. Plus a burn. Time card. The next best time card in the deck, or the best time card, is going to be the Yubel. Loving Defender Forever. It's too good. And then 2 Super Poly targets. Then wrapping it up, we are playing the 1 Thunder Dragon Colossus. We're going to go into his sideboard just because I thought it's been topping very well, so sideboard has been good. The deck has amazing siding patterns, so it makes it easy to swap things in and out, especially with the amount of non-engine. The one person in my local is still playing Droll, but it works. It cooks. He opted to side the Super Polys because having better hand traps instead of board breakers was just a better play style for him. Some people are going to say, hey, the Super Polys are way better in the main. I beg to differ. You got to play what's best for you. There's objectively a right thing, but when it comes to non-engine, it's more of your personal play style. 3 Cosmics. Card is nuts. 3 Lightning Storm, 1 Duster, and to wrap it up, 3-Dimensional Barrier. Hand trap, the extra side deck line is very standard. Nothing crazy here. The only thing that's a little bit different is actually siding the Super Polys. But, I mean, hey, he's cooking right now. He's making, like I said, back-to-back-to-back locals, including the 25th anniversary Rarity Collection 2. Deck is sick. It's budget. I just wanted to showcase something a little bit different. Because I've mostly been doing a lot of Ritual, a lot of other pet decks on the channel. So I hope you guys enjoy the rest of the week. Be safe out there. Remember, we're not bad at the game. We just got to shuffle better. Peace.